So, Adam, thanks for taking time to speak with me today. Tell me a little bit about yourself and your background in the business.
So I'm with eXp Realty, and I've been with them and in real estate for just under 2 years. July 31st of this year is going to be 2 years that I've been licensed. And most of what I do is I help other agents with CRM marketing technology. So that's really my specialty that I kind of fell into after I got my license. It was not the plan. It was just kind of the direction that I went, and you got to go with where you're best. So.
Yeah, what is your background? Do you have a CRM marketing background?
Actually don't. I don't have a CRM background. I don't have a marketing background. I went to school for criminal justice. I didn't get hired in law enforcement at all. I had a few factory jobs after that. I was in the circuit board industry for about 8 years. I owned a firearm and ammunition manufacturing company for about 10 years, also kind of overlapping in that time. And yeah, 2 years ago got into real estate. So nothing official, just kind of picked up on things and ran with it. So
it was just you found a natural tact for that, I suppose.
Yeah, my brain is wired for details and systems and processes, which that's basically a CRM. So I'm very nuts and bolts with it. And I think that's why I kind of latched onto it very quickly. So
okay, that makes sense. And tell me about your background in terms of real estate technology. Which programs have you used out there?
I've used 4 different CRMs. I've used Realty Juggler, which is like the Windows 3.11 of CRMs. It's very old. It works. It's robust. It's actually like it's just old and dated. I've used that. I've used Line Desk for a little bit. Most of my experience has been with KB Core. That's what my firm provides agents. I'm one of the top 5 agents out of about 30,000 that is sought after for KB Core help. And kind of one of the funny things, I don't use KB Core for my own real estate business. I use Chime, but I still support agents that use it. It doesn't matter what firm you're with. If you use either KB Core or Chime, I'm going to help you. So
perfect. And so why did you decide to make that transition to Chime? I mean, like you said, your firm provides KB Core, but you found enough of a reason in Chime to get it for yourself. So tell me about that.
It's just the amount of features that Chime has over KB Core specifically. They've added a few more since then. I've been using it since October of 2019, and they've made a few changes, but Chime is still, I think when I did a comparison initially, there was 40 different features that Chime has that the other system didn't.
Whoa.
So it's straight up, and it was like every week there, oh, I didn't know I could do this either. So it was like, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, like what, like it would be professionally irresponsible of me to not use Chime.
Wow, that's a testament right there.
Yeah.
So like yourself, I'm a bit of a nuts and bolts guy, and I like to get into the weeds. So let's kind of unpack some of those differences and what you found to be essential, right? Because we do know that there are pieces of technology out there that are the shiny gadget type syndrome, where it's cool and it's neat, but it doesn't necessarily move the needle. What is it about Chime that's moving the needle for you?
What I like the buyer matching feature in the listing section. That is huge. When I get up, I get my coffee, I sit down, and I manually burn through that list. I got the different hot sheets I have set up for the different buyers I have, or in my area, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath between 150 and 200,000. Those are flying off the shelves in like 2 weeks or less if it's priced appropriate to the condition. So I'm listening to the market. I want to make sure that the buyers are 80% of the homes are going to fit in that niche right there. I want to make sure that I'm on top of things. So I use that buyer match feature in the listing section every morning, and sometimes in the evening if I get bored too, to just give that white glove service and give the manual send outs of, hey Ron, check this out, let's do a showing after you get done with work tomorrow, and really give that personal attention to each and every single person that I'm sending that out with, in addition to just having the automatic property alerts. Another thing that I really enjoy, I'm very big, one of the hearts of the system is how it interacts with your database. So in Chime, it's the smart plans. And I love the control over them as far as the timing with the auto text and the auto emails. That is huge because I know what specific time ranges the highest response rate and highest open rates are going to be, so I can target those times to make sure that I'm getting the best chance of being opened, responded to, and having my communication be effective. Otherwise, you're just other systems. It's just, you know, day 1, day 5, and it's whenever they queue it up and send it out in the batch. Well, Chime does that, but they also prioritize what you set. So the 9:07 a.m.s are going to go before just the random day 2s. It's gonna prioritize the time set, and that's really critical to reach the contacts when you need them. The overall stability and speed of the system, the website having 4 templates out of the box looks way better than a lot of the systems I've looked at. And it's just the amount of options in the smart plans when we really get into it and you really want to interact with your database and really put your voice into it. You can use the conditional questions to split the step action. So like in my buyer that registers on the website, I'm looking at that questionnaire that Chime has, and based on if they have a home to sell, if they're not a first-time home buyer and they're not pre-approved, I customize a smart plan to deal with it. So it looks at that question and it sends 1 of 2 templates based on that. That's easily eliminates about 6 messages in other systems that would normally occur. So it's that efficiency and allowing me to get to my get the message out to my database that I want to.
And because you've been able to personalize, I mean, these are very, very specific tracks that these people go down, right? Has there been a noticeable difference in open and response rates?
Yes. As a matter of fact, the other system I used as of June 1st finally has email open rate metrics, which of course is 2020. Yeah, it's really neat to see the email open rate and the email accountability metrics. You know, the welcome email has 42% open rate. That's pretty important. And most of the campaigns, so like 17-18% open rate for emails is industry standard, and I'm getting into the low to mid 30s on usually the first run of when I write something. So not only does Chime have the ability to get in the inbox instead of the spam box, but the content that is there and tweak to my voice instead of the standard. It's a nice set of training wheels. You just need to kind of put your voice into it. And they're really good messages. Emojis and subject lines are really something I utilize a lot. The little heart eye, the little heart eyes emoji is the first and last on there. That's going to stand out in the subject line. I use just about every single one of them. I put something.
Wow, I never thought of that.
Financial
subject line.
Yeah, financial markets, financial marketing will have an emoji in it as well. We're talking, these are like hedge fund managers are receiving emails with emojis in the subject line. That's something to pay attention to in email marketing. So I do every single smart plan, every single email message that goes out, I have at least 1 emoji in the subject line, and it stands out. So
wow, that's a good tip for anyone listening. That's great. So when agents are coming to you and they're saying, I've got this Chime platform and I know it can do all these great things, but I don't necessarily know how to use it myself, or I'd like some expert advice, where are some of the first places you go with an agent?
As far as like in the system?
Right.
Okay. Biggest thing, I do setups for agents as well, both in the other system and with Chime. And I usually start with the smart plans and the pipelines and the groups. And I interview them and I want to say, where do you focus your business? Like explain to me your process of getting a new lead in your system, walk me through how you work them, and then customize Chime in order to do that. Like it should reflect the way you do business. It's not a cookie cutter system. I like that Chime allows you to customize the pipeline stages and the groups. So you can have it where like you basically got like what I call them like my suspects, which I suspect they're interested in real estate. I haven't qualified them yet. So when they come into the system and they're qualified, I can put them in the pipeline as to the timeline that they're on, 30 days or less, 60 to 90, all that kind of stuff. And then the groups within there, I can bunch up. So if I'm dealing with veterans that are using a VA loan, they go in the VA loan group. First time home buyers, move up sellers, move down sellers, vacation homes, investors, really organize the CRM and really dress it out to who they work with and what they're going to deal with, and then make the smart plans follow the database and put your words into it and have something for everybody. No kind of like no lead should be untouched. Nobody should ever, if somebody is not on a smart plan, they shouldn't be in your database.
Interesting. So let's fast forward. Maybe you get through some of the basics. What are some more of the advanced tips that you may use with folks?
Make Zapier your friend. Automate as much as possible. You can send out things. If you want to do a postcard mailing, there's a company called banks.io that does postcard mailings, the handwritten. It's an auto pen, but it's handwritten. So when I have a new contact register in my Chime, that pushes out to through Zapier into thanks.io and sets them on a postcard mailing campaign that I have set up there that rotates. One mailing is going to be for community content. The other mailing is going to be for real estate related content. And I just set it and forget it. Make sure you pay your bill and you don't have to worry about it. So definitely automating that as much as possible. When you get into like the intermediate to advanced, you're looking at setting up Facebook ads and Instagram ads, and Chime has the Facebook lead ad form integration. So you can set that up and bring the leads right in, right off of Facebook without using Zapier. If you want to use Zapier, you can do it. Either way. Those are definitely the ways that I would get into intermediate. If you have a small team or a larger team where you have several agents, really maximizing and optimizing your lead routing from the different lead sources, utilizing the lead pond and giving your agents access to that lead pond so that they can work the really cold leads and kind of pick and choose as they get that. I think is really helpful to have a good system set up and a good way to have best practices with it.
Awesome. So any other final tips or comments you'd like to make before we take too much of your time?
I would say just make sure that whatever you're doing is matching your business. And there's going to be things that there are some shiny objects in Chime, but just make sure that the time is right for those. If you're not really interested in Facebook ad stuff right now, don't worry about it. Just leave that stuff away and just focus on what you're doing now. Get it working. Get your CRM to match the way you do business. Get comfortable with it, and then you can start going to buy the sports cars.
Sure, makes sense. Awesome. Well, I appreciate it, Adam. Thanks so much for the time. And if anyone is interested in contacting you, how would they do that?
I have a website set up for it. It is chimeconcierge.com. You can also reach me at my email, which is adam@bluecompassteam.com.
bluecompassteam.com. Very cool. Well, thanks so much, Adam. I appreciate it.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
My pleasure.